Hi there, it was another eventful week in the Championship, so here is game week 13 and 14's quickfire Championship roundup. Let's start off with the double sacking. Gareth Ainsworth and Nigel Pearson became the 5th and 6th Championship managers of the season to get the boot. Ainsworth was relieved of his duties as QPR manager after QPR's 2-1 home loss to league leaders Leicester City, which made it 9 matches without a win for Rangers. After being appointed in February, Ainsworth had won just 5 of 28 matches in charge of the club. It's looking like Neil Warnock is likely to be the replacement on a short-term contract until the end of the season, returning for his 3rd spell at the club. Bristol City, meanwhile, have sacked Nigel Pearson after 2.5 years at the club, following their 2-1 defeat to Cardiff on Saturday. That made it 5 losses in 7 matches for Bristol City, and his deal was due to expire at the end of the season, but I must say it feels a pretty harsh decision. He hasn't had much of a backing in any of the windows that he's been in charge of the club, despite trimming the squad, the wage bill, and not getting to utilise much of the transfer fees that came in for Semenyo and Alex Scott over the past couple of seasons. It's hard to imagine a manager doing much better in those circumstances, but it's going to be interesting to see who they bring in. Our next talking point today is Winless Wayne. Birmingham's decision to move on John Eustace is continuing to look questionable, as Wayne Rooney made it 3 losses in as many matches in a 3-1 drubbing away at Southampton. Stansfield did pull one back in the second half to make it 2-1, following first half goals from Harwood Bellis and Alcaraz, but Adam Armstrong's 8th goal of the season in the 86th minute sealed the win for the Saints. Birmingham fall to 14th, having been 6th place when Eustace was sacked, while Southampton's impressive turnaround of 4 wins in their past 6 games has pushed them into 4th place. Another manager struggling for wins is Huddersfield's Darren Moore, who were comfortably dispatched 4-1 by Leeds United. Leeds returned to winning ways after a midweek defeat to Stoke, with 2 braces from Dan James and Somerville both in the first half. Hellick pulled a consolation goal back on 70 minutes, but the result was a bleak reminder of the strength of this season's Championship, and that's now back-to-back games that Huddersfield have conceded 4 in a match. Now, Sheffield Wednesday have got up and running with their first win of the season. That's after a record worst start to the Championship, and it couldn't have come in a better game than the South Yorkshire derby. Michael Smith scored a brace in the first half against his old club Rotherham to end the Owls' 13-game winless run. Danny Roll's side remain bottom, but they have cut the deficit to just 2 points between them and QPR, while Rotherham remain 3rd from bottom with a game in hand. Now, we had a couple of broken win streaks this week. Blackburn lost 1-0 to Swansea at home, breaking their 3-match win streak. Liam Cullen scored the match winner on the 28th minute, with Swansea having 2 disallowed goals for offside before that. The Swans rise to 13th, now just 1 place and 1 point behind Rovers. Middlesbrough also saw their 6-game win streak come to an end, with Stoke City now having a 2-0 win away from home. That completed a brilliant trio of wins for Stoke in the space of a week, with a win against Leeds the previous weekend and Sunderland on Wednesday night. Michael Rose and Mehdi Leris were the goal scorers against a Borough side that just couldn't get going in the same way as they had been, and injuries have hit once again, with Hayden Hackney being the latest Borough player to be sidelined. Borough's rise up the table has stalled at 10th place, while Stoke now sit a place and a point behind them. Elsewhere in the Championship, Preston's poor form continued, with a 1-0 loss away at Hull City. That extended their winless run to 7 matches, unimaginable not so long ago when they went 8 games unbeaten with 6 wins coming in that run. They fall to 8th place. Hull meanwhile rise into the playoff spots in 6th place. Ipswich extended their unbeaten run to 11 matches with a 3-2 home win against Plymouth Argyle. Plymouth had taken the lead on 7 minutes for a beautiful curling shot from Morgan Whittaker, but a spot of luck came in the first minute of added time when Ballymumba inadvertently turned in Massimo Luongo's back-heeled effort towards goal. Ipswich were pretty lucky to keep 11 men on the pitch when George Edmonton brought down Bundu, who was cleared for on goal. Ipswich then went ahead via George Hurst before Marcus Harness sealed the win, although Joe Edwards' 91st minute goal for Plymouth did set up a tense end to the game. Plymouth fall to 19th but remained 6 points clear of the drop. Sunderland got back to winning ways with a 3-1 win against Norwich City. They did have to come from behind, with Hugh Joe taking the lead for the visitors on 23 minutes, but Hume and Neil's quick responses for Sunderland before half-time put them ahead, before Jack Clark sealed the deal with his 80th minute penalty. Sunderland rise to 7th, just 1 point outside of the playoff places, while Norwich dipped to 17th. Meanwhile, Watford stretched their unbeaten run to 4 matches with a 2-2 draw at home to Millwall. They did take the lead courtesy of a Sprilla, but just 5 minutes later, Zian Fleming's header set the game level. Another header from Wes Harding Sterling on the 85th minute looked to be the winner, but Watford responded as quickly as Millwall had in the first half, with Radovic's 92nd minute equaliser. Despite their good form, Watford fall to 16th, while managerless Millwall sink to 18th. Coventry, of course, will be looking for their first win in 4 matches at home to West Brom tonight, who themselves can push into the playoffs with 3 points. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any thoughts about this week's results, do let me know. And if you did enjoy the video, please subscribe. It really helps me out. See you next time. Cheers.